All right, we're going to be looking at lesson 8.4, and it's called multiplying special products, or like I said, sometimes I might say special cases, okay? And so what we're going to be looking at is what's called a perfect square, and we're going to look at it in terms of a sum or addition, so addition in the middle, and then we're going to look at it in terms of subtraction or difference, okay? And then the other guy we're going to look at is called difference of squares. Sometimes you'll hear me refer to it as DOS, okay, difference of squares. So let's kind of zoom in here. I want you to take some time here, write down these examples. So when I have square of a sum, all right, square of a sum, I am going to have a square, right, squared, so square means square, sum means addition. And so what this guy right here means, when I look at this squared, it means write it out twice. Okay? And so when I have a plus b squared, I'm going to take time to write it out, a plus b and a plus b. So I write it out twice, and now we're just going to be foiling, all right? So I'm going to take a times a, and that's how I'm getting that a squared, a times b, and I'm getting the ab, b times a, and I'm going to put ab, you can put ba, it's the same thing, and then b times b is b squared, okay? And then, as always, just like we did in the last section here, you need to combine like terms. So AB plus AB is 2AB. So just keep in mind that there is a 1 in front. Oops, wrong one. There is a 1 in front here and here, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay? So again, this is a perfect square because we have a square, perfect square, sum. Okay? So now, perfect square difference is the same thing. All right? So if we're looking at this guy, it's a difference, so subtraction, but perfect square, we still have the exponent of 2, which means write it out twice, okay? And then once you write it out twice, you're just going to be foiling again. So a times a is a squared. A times negative b is negative ab. Now distribute your negative b through, so negative b times a is negative ab. And then negative b times a negative b is a positive b squared. Make sure you get that positive in there. So again, you're going to go ahead and combine like terms, keeping in mind that there is a 1 in front again. And so negative 1 and negative 1 is negative 2ab. Okay? So again, perfect square, it just has the same thing written out twice, and it's either going to be sum or difference depending on what the middle sign is. All right, and the third guy we're going to look at is called difference of squares, or like I said, DOS. And so what this guy is it's still the same thing, just one's going to have a minus and one's going to have a plus. And so the actual answer is where we get the name difference of squares. If I look here, I could square root this if I wanted to. I could square root this, and I have a negative in the middle for difference. So difference of two squares. So now you're still going to go ahead and distribute. So a times a squared. A times b is ab. Negative b times a is negative ab, and then negative b times positive b is negative b squared, okay? Now, on this guy, if I look at the middle here, that positive ab and negative ab are going to actually cancel out. So the only thing we have left is the a squared and the negative b squared, and that's going to be my answer. Now, for difference of squares, because you have negative and a positive here, your middle should always drop out. They should always cancel if you've done it correctly. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some examples here. It says find each product and identify which type of special product it is. All right. Okay, so first thing again, okay, this squared means write it out twice. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6p minus 1 times 6p minus 1, and we're going to go ahead and start foiling or distributing. So I'm going to get 36p squared minus 6p minus 6p, and then a negative times a negative is a positive 1. Okay? Now again, combine the middle. And so when you do that, you're going to get 36p squared. Same signs. So negative 12p, so we're adding them up, plus 1. Okay, and then since it's told us to identify which it is, this would be a perfect square, so I'm just going to put PS for perfect square. And since it's subtraction, it's difference. Okay? All right, let's look at example number 2. Now, in example number 2, this is still going to be a perfect square, because I have the same thing written twice, I just didn't write it as 7x plus 2 squared, okay? But this is still going to be, I'm going to go ahead and put down perfect square, and it's going to be a sum because it's addition. All right, so if you've got two of the same, it doesn't matter if we write it with an exponent of 2 or write it out twice. These are going to be the same thing. They're going to be perfect squares. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and FOIL it. So I'm going to get 49x squared plus 14x plus 14x and plus 4. Again, go ahead and combine the middle here. And so you're going to get 49x squared. 14 plus 14 is 28x plus 4. Okay. All right. We're going to actually skip number 3. We're going to come back to that here in just a second. And I actually want you to drop down and look at number 4. And the reason I picked number 4 is because there's a lot of letters here, and we need to make sure that we're doing it correctly. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and start foiling. So 10g times 10g, 10 times 10 is 100. Now remember, you're adding your exponents, so it should be g squared. Okay, only change the exponents when you multiply. Now I'm going to take 10g times negative 13h squared and get negative 130 gh squared. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 13h squared to the 10g and get a positive 130. And again, gh squared or h squared g, it doesn't matter what order, just as long as you got both parts. And then I'm going to take the 13h squared times the negative 13h squared. And when I do that, I'm going to get a negative 169h to the 4th. Again, add exponents. When we multiply, we're adding the exponents. That is the only time an exponent's going to change is when we're multiplying. So now when I look here in the middle and I combine like terms, well, negative 130 and positive 130 are going to cancel out. And so you're going to get 100 g squared minus 169h to the 4th. Okay? So again, we kind of talked about this would be a difference of squares, or DOS. Difference means I have subtraction in the middle. And could I square root 100? Yeah. Could I square root 169? Yes. And it would become 10 and 13. So it's a difference of squares. Okay? Now, you do not need to include the square root, so I'm going to take that off, or the arrow there. This is going to be your answer. I'm just trying to show you where it comes from. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to actually pause the video, and I want you to do 3, 5, and 6 on your own. Okay, so kind of zooming in here on number 3. All right, so you should have distributed on number 3 and got 9 times 9, 81d squared, negative 36d, a positive 36d, and then a negative 16. Again, you're going to combine like terms in the middle, so in this case, they actually cancel out. And so your final answer here is 81d squared minus 16, and that's known as a difference of squares. Again, difference of squares, same thing, but one's got a plus and one's got a minus. All right, going down and looking at example number 5. Okay, so you should have gone ahead and distributed the 6e to both parts. So you're going to get 36e squared. Remember, change the exponent when you multiply. Minus 36ef. Now go ahead and distribute this negative 6f. So negative 36ef. And then negative times negative is a positive 36f squared. Again, I'm changing that exponent when I multiply. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and combine like terms in the middle. And that's how we're getting that negative 72ef. All right, so now since I have the same thing written twice, it's a perfect square, and difference means subtraction in the middle there. All right, and the last one here. Okay, so with that squared, you should have written it out twice and then FOILed. So 7 times 7 is 49y squared. Again, change the exponent when you multiply. Plus 14y, and a plus 4. So now go ahead and combine like terms, and that's how we're getting that 28y in the middle. Again, it's a perfect square because I have the same thing written twice, and sum because there's addition. All right, let's go ahead and flip over to the next page. All right, so now on this, it's asking us to find the area of a circle, okay? So first, you have to know the formula for area of a circle, and that's going to be area equals pi r squared. Now, just kind of a heads up, that 3x minus 2 is going right here as your radius. Okay, so when we're looking at this, we're going to have pi. Our radius is 3x minus 2 squared. Okay, so now that squared means I'm going to write it out twice. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave the pi on the outside. And I'm going to get 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. All because this guy told me to write it out twice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and FOIL now. So I'm going to get 9x squared minus 6x minus 6x, and then a positive 4. So when I combine like terms, 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. Now, we still have this pi hanging out on the outside here, so we need to go ahead and kind of keep including him. We can't get rid of him. Okay? So now, when you have a pi, this is telling you that you have an exact solution. Okay? If you were to change this guy to 3.14 and then distribute it through, that would be an approximate solution because pi is not exactly 3.14, it's about 3.14. But we're going to go ahead and leave our answers exact, which means we're going to go ahead and distribute that pi through. Okay, and when we do that, normally we put the pi after the number. So it'll be 9 pi x squared minus 12 pi x, and then plus 4 pi. And that is going to be your answer. Okay. All right, let's go down to the next shape here. It says a square outdoor patio surrounded by a brick walkway is shown. What is the area of the walkway? All right, so if we kind of zoom in here a little bit, okay, so this guy right here, everything on the inside, this is all your patio. Obviously, they got tables and everything in there. Then this red part right here is your walkway, okay? So what this is it's an outside shape, and I need to subtract out the patio. So I'm going to take the big shape minus the inside or small shape, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write some of this out for you. So I'm going to take big, in this case it's a square, not a rectangle, minus small square, okay? All right, so now big square. Well, it's showing you right here that it's an x plus 6 by an x plus 6. So I'm going to do, let me backtrack here for a second. Think about square, right, would be length times width minus length times width. So there's kind of your formula, so you know what's going on there. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do x plus 6 times x plus 6, right? My big outside square. So what's my big outside square? X plus 6 and x plus 6. And I'm going to subtract the little guy. So what's the little guy? Well, look right here. Here are their dimensions. X by x. So I'm going to have x times x here. Okay? So now, to go ahead and solve this, I am going to have to go ahead and FOIL this out. So I'm going to get x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 36. So go ahead and combine like terms. So x squared plus 12x plus 36. So there's my big square. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract off my small square. So x and x would be x squared. Remember, we add the exponents side by side. You only change exponents when you multiply. So now I have a minus x squared. So now if I look at this guy right here, I got x squared minus x squared. Well, what's going to happen with those? Those are going to cancel out. So your answer is going to be 12x plus 36. Now, they do have labels on here, feet, so we need to go ahead and say feet squared. Okay. All right, that concludes the notes for lesson 8-4.